Thank you.
And where am I looking?
Just look at each other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Can you do one of me?
Cheryl, how's your mum?
She's got dementia now. I was going to say, how's your mother-in-law?
She's all right. The cancer came back, but she had some rounds of chemo and then she couldn't hack it anymore, so we made her stop, but it shrunk it.
Yeah, but that's exactly the same. Yeah, my friend Clarissa, she's got breast cancer. So she's been doing chemo since October last year. And it shrunk, so she's just stopped. She's just, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done. She's been taking all kinds of natural bits and pieces, but she said she's done. She's not doing. Because the chemo kills you.
Yeah, it will do.
Yeah.
Where's your mum?
Bromley Common.
She's still there? With the dementia?
Yep.
They haven't put her in a home?
No, they keep trying. But she's not bad. She just sits and watches television all day. So why am I going to move her after all those years to put her somewhere where...
Does she recognise you?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
They
her
normally...
dementia's slow.
Oh.
So she recognises... She can't remember my name. If I say to her, what's my name, she won't remember.
So, real quickly, where are we? Yeah, welcome to Podcast Room.
Hello.
Bromley. We are about to start. We've done the sound checks already.
Yep.
For you. Is there anything else? Nothing else? Yep, sound checks because you're not. So sound checks are done, so you're basically good to go now.
Yep.
Cam is your engineer.
Hi, Cam.
He will basically be
doing all the
in
audio and
background,
everything.
Just checking the maintenance of the
Yep.
actual thing itself. In terms of the audio, we can't help you that much in the sense of please just speak into the mic. Because if you don't speak into the mic, it won't capture it.
Right.
And if you look away and speak, it will kind of like...
Shall I bring it a little bit closer?
Yeah, can we bring it up a little bit?
So bring it up a little bit closer.
Yeah, I'll let you do it. Just up a little bit, because I'm going to be looking at... Unless we turn the chairs in a little bit, or is everything's perfect as it is?
So everything's perfect as it is.
Oh, okay.
So if you're talking like that...
Yeah, that's fine. Is that
Yeah,
good?
is this okay here?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
okay. So
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
Nice and loud and clear.
Can I just have that sheet there?
Sorry?
My notes over there.
Oh, your notes.
Yeah. I've got them on my phone. I'm not accustomed to using the phone. But
Yeah.
So we've got you booked in for
5 till 6.
5 to 6.
Yep.
Please let us know if you need extra time.
Yep.
But it's only till 5 to 6.
Yep.
We will cut off the recording at 55 minutes past
Yeah.
the hour. And then basically you're going to be gone by 6 o'clock.
Yeah, no problem.
But yeah, if you need extra time, just let us know. Cam, you don't need to be in here. Everything is covered. You be maintained outside in the editing suite.
Oh, he's not
Unless-
staying?
He doesn't need to stay. If you want him in the room, he can stay in the room.
We've got to pay for him.
No, he does stay for me.
Oh.
He's there, but there's nothing.
Just in
more.
case you think the levels are going low, you can remind us.
Yeah. So.
Because we've never done it like this before, so.
Okay. So what we'll do is.
Unless you need him.
Can you manage that? Or do you need to be out of the room? Yes. Yeah. You can manage? Cool. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got something else to do, then that's fine. We'll manage.
And of course, let me just make sure you guys have got some water.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thank you, yes, because
Shiny
throats
on a bottle
go
of water.
dry.
No, all right. So,
I might
just
just
in
take
case you need any water. This here for you.
Great.
Let's just make sure you've got the...
I should have worn something really bright.
Because it gets quite...
Hot in here. Yeah. Good afternoon, listener.
Good afternoon, Cheryl.
What, the table? I'll ask you.
I don't think you can because of the mics.
Yeah, go ahead.
The mics will...
The mics are... So you just need to extend the mics afterwards.
Okay.
No?
We just pull them, don't we?
Oh, you just pull them forward?
Yeah.
Okay, now that's cool.
Yeah, just put it on the chair so I can still see it. We'll be done. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah? Is that still good?
Is that okay?
Is that still good? Can you still hear me? Everything's fine? All still good? Let me get that on there. Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to the BossWomen Podcast. That way? Hi, and welcome to the BossWomen Podcast. My name is Cheryl Huggins, and I'd like to... Yeah? Hi, and welcome to the BossWomen Podcast. My name is Cheryl Huggins, and I'd like to invite you to join me in conversation with some wonderful guests who are inspirational, work within the community, and also entrepreneurs. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, do your thing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get comfy.
I know it's really hard in these chairs.
Yeah, the
isn't
chairs allow you to lie back.
You don't want to swap the other side, do you?
Yeah, and if you, because I can see the monitor. Yeah.
Like what, so you want to sit this side?
No, for you to sit that side there. So you're not on their monitor.
Oh, no, cool.
Yeah. So then I can see.
Yeah, do your thing.
The hair's all right. Okay. So the first bit I just said was recorded? Yeah, cool.
Just go through it.
Yeah. My guest today has a biography that is so inspirational, and I had to take time and write down her credentials because they were just so long and so good, and there was no way I would remember. So my guest today has trained at world-renowned institutes. She is a functional medicine practitioner, trained in the UK and also in the US, trained with a selected team of doctors on beta trials for Alzheimer's, mum of 2, wife, mum of a fur baby, and lives life in the balance. Welcome to my guest, Nisha Patel, otherwise known as the gut expert. Welcome, Nisha.
Thank you, Cheryl. Nishta.
I keep saying Nisha. Nisha.
It's okay.
And I've known you for 10 years
It's
or
okay,
more.
no problem.
So can you tell us your full title and what role do you have in the functional medication industry?
Well, my full title is clinical nutritionist and functional medicine practitioner, and I specialise in diseases of the gastrointestinal tract, things like inflammatory bowel disease, Crohn's disease, colitis, and IBS, irritable bowel syndrome.
And you have a very special story. You had an incident that happened in the family in 2010 that kind of threw everything, and you had to readjust the whole family situation, how you all lived. Can you tell us what happened and how that affected you and what made you decide to go into the field you're in today?
Yes, so in 2010, while we were on holiday for my brother-in-law's 50th in Alaska, my daughter was jet skiing and her cousin turned the jetty and she fell in, swallowed some water, and 10 days later she started having really bad gastrointestinal symptoms, multiple visits to the toilet, blood in the stools, pain, just really a multitude of things. I was told by, obviously we came back to the UK, took her to the doctors, and I was told, well, if she's going more than 6 times, we can take her to the hospital and see what happens.
Yeah.
They did lots and lots of tests on her, couldn't really figure out what was going on, and then eventually came up with the diagnosis of ulcerative proctitis.
What is that?
That
please?
is when you've got inflammation in the lower part of the digestive tract.
Right.
So that then travelled up and became colitis, which often happens. Ulcerative colitis is a disease where you get lots of ulceration around the colon. And there are two types of inflammatory bowel disease. You've got Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis. Crohn's disease, people, easiest way to remember it is from gum to bum, because it can affect anything from your mouth to the anus, whereas ulcerative colitis is usually the large intestine and anus.
Right. And so how did her symptoms present itself? Was it something that flared up? Was it triggered? How did it?
Lots of people with ulcerative colitis, everybody's different, but usually there's blood involved every time you go past the motion.
Oh, right.
Diarrhea, lack of sleep, stomach aches, joint pains. It can affect your eyes. You can end up with uveitis, which is inflammation of the eyes, but the entire body can get inflamed because it's
and this
an
was
inflammation.
all because she fell in the water.
Well, it's hard to know because there are no conclusive diagnosis of how something happens, but my theory is that something happened then and it was stemmed from there. But autoimmune diseases, that's one autoimmune disease. There's lots of autoimmune diseases around now. So you've got anything like rheumatoid arthritis or lupus, any of those kind of things. And most things with ending in itis is an inflammation.
Right.
And when you get an autoimmune disease, your body's attacking itself. The immune system is attacking itself. So in the case of somebody with colitis, their colon is being attacked.
It's being attacked. So as a mum, it must have been, I mean, obviously it was devastating for the family and for you as a mother. What made you decide to go into conventional medicine to heal your daughter?
Conventional medicine. Holistic. Well, I did everything the doctors had asked me to do. So we were taking all the drugs. We were doing every single thing that was asked of us. And she was not healing. In fact, she was getting worse. And every time we went, he would give her another medicine to counteract the first medicine. So she was on a whole list of medications, and she actually went from a robust, sort of really healthy, slim 14-year-old to a even slimmer 16-year-old that was riddled with like acne from the steroids. They had her on chemotherapy drugs. They had her on lots of anti-inflammatories. Nothing was working. And I kept saying to the doctors, is there anything I can do? Can diet make a difference? Is there something in my environment? What can I do?
What can you do? And this is something that's quite common, because I know I've got a few friends and some of my clients within the wellness industry who have got family members that aren't well. And it seems to me that within the conventional medicine, they just want you to take the medication that they give to treat everything without looking at the root cause.
I mean, doctors are fantastic. They do a great job, and I would never knock doctors.
Yeah.
That's the way they're trained, and the medicine is sometimes absolutely necessary, especially when people are in flare-ups. You need those strong drugs like the prednisolone, because it's far more dangerous to be inflamed than not. So everybody has their place. That's the way they are trained, and they're not trained in nutrition enough. They have hardly any nutrition training. They don't have training in environmental issues a lot of the time. So that's where functional medicine differs. And that's how I got into the holistic field, because I started researching and reading and implementing things that I was reading along the way. And you know what? She started healing.
Yeah. And is this something that you traditionally you would do, is to go down the holistic route? Or is it something that because you've done the research, you found out that this is the best way to go?
We ate pretty healthy anyway. I just didn't know about gluten and dairy and things like that that can possibly affect some people, and inflammatory foods, things like that, when your immune system is so out of kilter. But generally, yes, my grandmother was a natural holistic healer. She wasn't educated, but if somebody was sick, she'd know what to do and what to give them. And I think being Indian, my generational, down the generations, my mother, my grandmother, if you sprained your ankle, they wouldn't take you to the doctor or the chemist. They'd make up a paste out of turmeric and put it on your ankle. And, if you cut your finger, they'd just get clean turmeric and pack your finger with turmeric and it would heal in a few days. So ancestrally, we have a spice rack full of medicine in our kitchens on a daily basis. So,
That's a similar kind of thing in the Caribbean. I mean, I remember my mum cutting her finger and it was quite a bad cut. I mean, it was down to the bone. And I remember her saying to me, go and get pepper, black pepper. And I was like, what? And I went and got the black pepper. She put it on her finger and this was near the bone. She just put it on her finger and the black pepper helps to heal, helps to soothe, it's antibacterial, and it kept the wound clean. So there are things within our cultures that lead us more towards a holistic life.
Well, if you think back to before pharmaceutical drugs were around, you think back to all the herbs that you ever needed were found in the Amazon forest, and people used those herbs and all over, Asia and places. They used herbs. The Chinese used their herbs, and some cultures still use their herbs. Yeah,
and there's quite a few. I mean, I'm in and around Oxford Street quite a bit, and I see they still got their herbs. I've worked for a few organic places where they have the herbs available for you. Yeah. So, and how is your daughter now?
She's fine. She's in remission. When you've got these diseases, you can never say cured, because you can flare up at any time. It's trying to figure out what causes, everybody's individual, so what causes that flare up in the first place, and how do you get back into remission and stay there for long enough. But people get scared of that word remission because they think of cancer or something like that. But if you were to get the flu today and then you get better, would you say you're healed or would you say you're in remission? Most people would say they're healed.
Yes.
But does that mean you'll never get flu again?
True.
So
yeah.
It's nothing to fear. It is unfortunately part and parcel of the disease, but it's learning to navigate it and make the best of what you can and keeping your lifestyle in check, really.
True, I need to do more of that. So what's your opinion of working alongside, as a preventative practitioner, working alongside conventional medicine? Do you approach the doctors if you've got a client that's come to you and you've discussed and discovered what they have and the doctor has prescribed to them to take conventional medicine? Do you normally contact the doctor? Would you
No,
work
I would
alongside?
never. I mean, I do often, but I would never stop them from taking their conventional medicine, ever. They've been put on conventional medicine, then they have been for a reason. I would first of all look to see what's being depleted from their body, because each medicine may have, might be depleting certain vitamins or minerals. So I would look that up. I'd make sure I try and get that back into the diet. If they are really flared, that means they're not absorbing much. So their small intestines are probably quite inflamed. So I would try and give them things that would not contraindicate the drugs that the doctor has given, so that the herbs can do what they need to do, or the supplements. And yes, I always encourage them to let their doctors know that we're working together, or sometimes I do need to reach out to the doctors. And I always tell patients, if you need the medicine, you need the medicine.
Yeah,
don't fear it. It's when you start fearing things, your brain doesn't know the difference, right? So you've got to believe that you're going to heal and you're going to get better. And then we work on it and we pick up your nutrient deficiencies. We we start repairing the mucosa. We start looking at environment and lifestyle and making little changes, which all go a long way into healing holistically.
Yeah, see, I'm really bad on taking medication. And yes, you know, sometimes there are, as you said quite rightly, there are times when you do need it. But I have been, questioning certain things, and you know, is it going to put me in a worse position if I take that rather than me doing it through holistic means? So there is that, you know, people do have that differences of opinion as to whether or not it is really helpful to try with the conventional medicine first, and then if that doesn't work, then go the holistic route. But I think it would work hand in hand, and I think we should be, you know, open to those suggestions as well. So what's the best steps? So say somebody's got constipation, they've got IBS, maybe dry skin, diabetes, any of those things. What's the route? How do we get in touch with somebody like yourself? How would you, what's the protocols to seek help?
So what you would do is, you would look us up. There's something called IFM, the Institute for Functional Medicine. So you can find certified practitioners on there. Look for certified. They should have IFMCP after their names, which means they have sat all the exams, done the 4-hour exam, the case studies, and done all the modules and passed everything. So they're certified IFM practitioners. There are lots of them around the world now. That's one way of looking, or you can look locally. If you're looking for a nutritionist, you can look on BANT, the British Association of Nutritional Therapists. Right. And so you know that they have been qualified and because there's a lot of people that do quick courses and call themselves nutritionists, which like a day course. Unfortunately, there's a lot of stigma around that. But I did 3 years study at the College of Naturopathic Medicine, and then went off to America to do the rest. So
I wanted to ask you about when you went off to America. So when you went to America, was there a decision to consciously go out of the country, or was it, I'm going to look in the UK, and that opportunity came up? How did that work?
At the time I was doing my qualifications, they weren't offering modules here in the UK. So you would have to fly there, do your modules and fly back home. And then do the next module. So I was flying back and forth whilst running a business.
I was just going to say,
and looking after family and 2 elderly in-laws and running a business.
Well, I have to applaud you on that, because I don't know. So particular, I don't want to say illnesses, but particular symptoms. So things like, as I said, constipation, dry skin, bloating, those are quite what we would say normal, or quite concur every day. A lot of people have.
I wouldn't say they should be normal in any way.
See, now there's a myth.
Bloating is not normal.
It's not normal.
There's many reasons why it can happen. So if you came to see somebody like me, I would be asking, when do you bloat? Some people say to me, I bloat straight after drinking water, or I bloat, a couple of hours after I've eaten.
Had a meal,
That gives me a big clue, because I know that if you're bloating as soon as you've eaten something, that is not normal bloating. You've got inflammation in your small intestine, likely to have inflammation there. Whereas if you bloat a few hours later, then that's your gut bacteria. There's fermentation going on. So it's giving me clues like that. But dry skin can be anything from something in your environment, something you're coming into contact with, or it could be something lacking in your body, like essential fatty acids. And, are you not getting enough of those in the diet? Have you got an allergy to milk proteins or an intolerance? Things like that.
So do you test? So what's the procedure for
Not
yourself?
always. I don't always need to test. And it also very much depends on somebody's budget, because the tests are expensive. But if I absolutely feel that the test is needed, and it's going to benefit my protocols more than they would without, then I will test. But I don't always need to because I
test.
can tell from what's going on in the entire body, really.
Gosh. Because I recently had liver surgery. And I remember I called you and said, I need this and I need that. What do I need to do? And so on and so forth. And the only thing that the surgery was fantastic. I'm fine and I'm here. But I found that once you'd had the surgery, and they also removed my gallbladder, once you had the surgery, there is no follow-up as to if you should change your diet, if you need to do anything extra. So I was kind of left in the dark, been taking all the liver and kidney supplements and things like that. So what can people do if they have any of these conditions and they are working through them as if they're normal? Is there anything within their diets that they should be looking at? I mean, we're in the winter now, so it's
so individual. You know, everybody's ailments. It depends on how many medications they're on, what medications they're on,
right,
what symptoms they're getting. There's so many variables. There's no one size fits all, but generally everybody should be eating 30 plant-based foods a day.
How many?
A week, 30.
A week?
30 a week, but
I'm going to start counting mine.
but
I'm sure
no,
it's not that.
It's not as bad as you think, because 30 can include herbs,
Yes.
nuts, spices, pulses, lentils, herbal teas. So, and also if you've got something like, you know, sometimes you get lettuce that's purple and green.
Yes.
That counts as like half each, half point each, because each colour feeds different bacteria in the gut. So
well, then maybe I'm not doing too bad, because I do, if I'm going to do a rice, I'll put cabbage in there, carrots. I might put some raw spinach, and when the rice is finished cooked, then put the raw spinach on. So yes, I might be okay.
And then you can add turmeric, because spices count, right? So if you've got black pepper or turmeric or any kind of herbs, and, you know, put some chives or whatever, that counts. And another good way of getting diversity in the gut is doing little hacks, like, for example, if you're using onion in a recipe, then use half a red onion, use maybe a little bit of spring onion and some leek. That's 3 different plant-based points, right? You're still getting the flavour, or half a white one and half a red one, or whatever it is that you're...
Yeah, and if people, and I've seen on your Instagram, you're very prolific on meals and making soups from natural ingredients and everything. So that is obviously a much better way to go than processed. Yeah,
absolutely.
Let's not mention that word.
Well, you know what? Sometimes it's convenience, but the more natural you can go, obviously, the better, especially if you've got an illness.
Yeah, it's better to go from scratch. So is there, sometimes there's underlying causes or triggers? Do people have an inkling that something's going on, something's not normal, and then think that is the norm and maintain that?
Yes, absolutely. Like, for example, we talked about bloating. People just think it's normal to be bloated, but it's not normal to be bloated. And sometimes it can be actually quite dangerous. Like, it's one of the first signs of something like ovarian cancer. So people might not put 2 and 2 together, but if you're bloated and you're feeling really full all the time and you don't really feel like you want to eat, or, you know, obviously it's not the only signs, but it can be one of those things, or all of those things, or it could be something completely entirely different. So it's always best to get things checked out. Don't ignore things, and try and figure out what's going on sooner rather than later.
Because even going back to my condition, I didn't know I was ill at all. And the only way that I knew was because my hands kept going numb, which is strange. And I was thinking, you know, I've got the phone too much, or I'm doing too many treatments. So I got myself checked. And then from that, they did a MRI. And then that's when they found out that there was an issue with the liver. So I hear what you're saying on that one. It just depends. If you have something that's not quite, or we think is normal, just always get yourself checked.
Always better to go to the doctor and get checked and be safe, right?
Yeah. And what types of fruit and veg do you recommend in winter now? So what's the
seasonal?
To get the best seasonal?
Always go seasonal, so it's not got as many air miles. Whatever is in season. Right now, it's probably all our root vegetables, right? You've got your carrots and your parsnips, and I think there's still a few Brussels sprouts and cabbage and things. Apples are always sort of in, but as much seasonal as you can possibly get is always the best for fruit and veg.
Fruit and veg. And there's all these issues with the grapes being genetically modified, the strawberries being... How do we get round all of this? Is it better to go just mainly organic? Or?
Organic is generally good. I mean, it's expensive, and we're all in a crisis at the moment of... financially, things are so expensive. So there is a list that's put out every year. There's a US list and a UK list. It's called the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. The Clean 15 are 15 fruits and vegetables that they have found to be okay if they're not organic, because generally they might have thicker skin or something, so they don't absorb as much. The Dirty Dozen are the 12 that preferably should be more organic in nature, because they pick up the pesticides and the other ingredients a lot sooner. So, if you Google the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen.
Remember that.
Yeah.
Or if not, I'm going to check your page, because I know you've got it on there. So I understand one of your main goals is to try and help and heal as many people as you can.
I would love to do that, and I am now sort of going to roll out a group program soon where I can do more people, because one-to-ones, you just can't get everybody in.
Yeah. So you're thinking maybe courses or classes? Or
yes.
That would be excellent.
Yeah. I'm working on a course at the moment for parents like myself. I wish I'd had a course like that out when I was on my journey, where parents that feel lost or they've got children with inflammatory bowel disease can get onto the course, buy the course, listen to the modules, but then have access to me once a month so that we can go through things through a Facebook group. Or I'm sort of working on that at the moment.
Well, it seems to me your goals have been set, and you are working towards them, because you are helping, you're out and about in the community. I see that when you as soon as you go on, whether you're doing a live or whether you're doing a talk on Instagram, people are just flocking to. I see all the questions and all the comments. So you are really helping people in the community to understand that food is really important, what we're eating, how we're eating, and when we're eating it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have also have a free download on your site called the top 10 things. What is it? The top 10 things that may kill you. Let's talk about that.
That is not, obviously, it's a little bit sort of in jest, but there are foods on there that people are often very allergic to, if they've got anaphylaxis and things like that. But it's more just to get people to have some awareness of what's going on. And I talk about the difference between an allergy, a sensitivity, and an intolerance in that, so that people can understand a little bit more, because there's so much confusion around, I'm allergic to this, or, but are you truly allergic? Have you got sensitivity, or have you got an intolerance? The immune system is very clever, but it works in different ways. It's explaining that. Yeah,
because we find that a lot in skincare. So somebody will come in and they'll say, I've tried that brand, but I'm allergic. Or I've tried that brand and I'm sensitive. And then we might ask, as a therapist, them, sensitive to what? Do you know what have you tested to see, what you're allergic to? Is it a nut allergy, being an allergy that's, prescribed by the doctors? And most people don't know. They just say, I'm sensitive to everything.
Yeah.
So it's the word that's bandied around. I have some questions from some of my listeners. So one of the questions was, with oils to cook the food, which ones are the best? And is it better to purchase an oil that's in a glass bottle?
Always better to purchase in a glass bottle. because plastic has got something in it called bisphenol A, which can leach.
What's it called?
BPA. Bisphenol A, which can leach into our foods and water and things, and it is a known endocrine disruptor, so it can play havoc with your hormones, fertility and other things. So always best in a glass bottle. Oils have different smoking points.
Right.
So the higher smoking point of an oil, the better it is to cook with. So I tend to cook on a medium flame. I never cook on a very high flame if I'm cooking certain dishes, or low flame. So medium to high flame oils. Medium flamed is avocado oil. Ghee, which is purified butter, which has got a high smoking point. Coconut oil also has a medium to high smoking point. There's so much controversy around oils, and there's so many different research papers, and somebody will tell you this, and olive oil generally, I would never use extra virgin olive oil to cook with.
When you're saying, when you're saying to cook with on heat,
Yes.
right? Okay.
I would drizzle that onto salads and things.
Yes.
And cold pressed seed oils are absolutely fine to use cold, like drizzled
Rapeseed and all that.
drizzled like sunflower seed and things, but not the ones that are hydrogenized and processed, like the ones that you see.
The main ones that are in the shops that
I don't know if we're allowed to mention them.
We won't mention
but
them.
Those ones, are the ones that they think are causing heart damage and disease and things like that. So go with pure ones if you can. I mean, again, there's so much controversy over do this, do that, eat this, eat that. Certain really well reputable doctors will tell you not to eat certain things, and then somebody else will come, and social media is full of it now, and it confuses everybody, and it even confuses us sometimes, because this paper's come out and that paper's come out. I just go with what was natural, what was around thousands of years ago, before we added in all the sugars and the processed foods and all those things. But every country in the world, before we changed to these hybrid processed things, use some form of animal fat, like either tallow or suet or ghee around the world, and so I don't think fat is as much the enemy as sugar is. Yeah,
sugar.
In moderation, of course. In
moderation, I'm going to go back. We won't touch on sugar because you'll probably tell me off. The other question I've got here is to do with saucepans and cooking utensils. What's the kind of rough guideline for the cooking utensils? Your frying pan, saucepans.
Okay, so generally there was a whole lot of stuff out again on the PCBs and other things that come out of the toxins that can come out of like saucepans and things. I know Teflon, there's a film called Deep Waters where they show you actually how detrimental it was to cattle and then humans. There's been lots of cases of people being sued, the Teflon being sued, Tefal or Teflon.
Yeah, one of those,
being sued. But if you are going to use non-stick, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I generally try not to use non-stick. On my Instagram page, I've got a post on this, and I show you how to use stainless steel because most people don't want to use stainless steel because it sticks to everything. But if you heat it up high enough and you pour some water on it, and then the water becomes like, it disintegrates, but it's like a spear, like a ball, and it goes, then it's hot enough to do, and then you can use it and it won't stick. A cast iron is also very good.
My son just bought me some cast iron for Christmas, so I've got those. And
season it well, but never cook anything acidic in it, like with tomatoes and things like that, because it's not good. It will leach out more. But if you're low in iron, incidentally, cooking in iron does help a little bit. but not acidic foods. And if you've got hematomacrosis, which is when you've got too much iron in your body, then be careful. I mean,
using
it's not going to be massive amounts, but always say just be cautious.
And then my last question I've got here, well, I have got a big list, but I've had to cut it down because people knew you were coming in today, so I've got a big list, was about the tongue.
Yeah.
What can you tell? Can you tell if somebody's got a healthy tongue or a healthy gut from just looking at the tongue?
Yes, you can. Like in traditional Chinese medicine, in Ayurveda, they do look at the tongue. A pale tongue can often indicate there's not enough blood flow, like you've got anemia or something like that. Often people with cracked tongues or really deep grooves in the middle of the tongue, there may be some kind of autoimmunity going on. If you can get teeth marks around the tongue, which
I've seen that in older people.
Yeah, you can have a deficient. Sometimes they're really red, so it can be like B vitamin deficiencies. There's lots of different things. There's geographic tongues where they've got patches all over the tongue. You could be allergies. There's lots of things you can tell from a tongue. You can even get furry tongues and black tongues.
Oh, let's not go there. So what's on the horizon? I know you're really busy. I've seen that you've been, is it the Guardian, Telegraph, Woman and Home, Stylist magazine? We've got celebrity in our midst today. What's on the horizon for 2024 for the Gut Expert?
I do lots of journo things because they just approach me and ask me to write. So that will continue. I've got the course I'm in the midst of writing. So that will probably go out May time, end of April, beginning of May. I also want to start a podcast. I've got some really good guests lined up that are doctors or professors or microbiologists in the field of gut health. So I would like to start that at some point. I'm also writing some books and things. So there's quite a lot going on.
In between being a wife, mum, fur baby mum.
The fur baby keeps me fit.
Yes, that's why I don't have one. So anyone wants to get in touch with you, where would they find you?
They can find me on my website, which is thegutexpert.com. And there is a form on there so they can fill out and get in touch with us. Instagram,
yes,
thegutexpert_. So that underscore is important because there are other people using that name now.
Oh dear.
And on Facebook, it's Nishta Patel, the Gut Expert. And so, those. I'm on LinkedIn as well, but I'm not so familiar with LinkedIn
No,
at
I'm
the
not
moment.
familiar with LinkedIn either. Makeup and skincare Instagram is the one. Yeah. So Nishta, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
I've really learnt a lot. So if you're looking for anything to look after your gut, your skin, please contact Nishta at The Gut Expert. It's thegutexpert.com.
That's right.
Or Nishta Patel on all the social media. My name is Cheryl Huggins. Thank you for joining me on the Boss Woman podcast, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Cheryl.
We're good. How was that?
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
Was it good? Yay! Give it
Was it interesting?
No, I learned something myself.
Ah,
yeah,
because I was thinking you guys are young. Did you learn anything, or were you getting bored to death?
Did you? It was interesting. Yeah, I learned a lot when I was reading through all your stuff that you said. I didn't know that about the because I remember at Christmas you got me the saucepans. Yeah. You got me they are heavy to use. I'll give you that. But you got me the saucepans and the oils is a big one. And the other question.
Did people ask you that, or did you look on my page and just ask those questions?
I did a bit of both.
I was like, you just liked all those posts. Did anybody really ask you that?
Did you saw that I liked them today?
Yeah.
So, but it's really interesting. I mean, I do listen to, all your stuff. So it was really interesting, and people were asking. And the other question I wanted to ask you was about the diabetes.
Oh.
Yeah, but I thought let's cut it there.
Yeah.
So we're on time and everything?
Yeah, everything's
Good, fantastic. So we did do over the half an hour. So I just think that some people, after a half an hour, they kind of get a bit, yeah. So we're all good. Lovely.
Okie dokie. We're all done then.
Yeah, all done.
Thank
So
you.
what I will do, Sean's going off to the States on Tuesday. And I know that you're preparing for...
Chris's wedding. I can't believe he's getting
I
married.
can't believe it.
Honestly, it's been so stressful this week. They've arranged the whole wedding, so I've not had any stress with that. But it's just finding jewellery and bits and bobs and...
You'll be fine.
You know, Indian weddings take 3 days.
Take 3 days.
Yeah.
Where are they
In Koh Samui.
Nice. Yeah, Uncle Ray went there for his honeymoon, I think. Yeah. How many people?
160.
What?
That's a small wedding. That's a small wedding.
Yeah, for you, I know some of the ones you've been to is all like 300, 400, 500 people.
I've offended. So I've called one cousin from each. Imagine there's a brother and sister. I've had to ask one out of each family because I can't have them all. If my dad's got there's about 8 of them, right? Uncles and aunts, and then back in the day, some of them have got 5 kids each. I can't ask I've got about 30 cousins who've then got partners, who've then got kids. So it's about 200
You've got no kid band?
No. I've only got my niece's little baby. He's coming, Dylan. And then my cousin's 2 kids are 10 and 14. And my brother's 2 kids are 14 and 16. So it's fine.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no more kids other than that.
Saska's got to get herself together and get herself healthy.
She has. Yeah, no, she's been healthy. It's just this, whatever she's caught has knocked her for 6.
It is going around because I was supposed to be back at work and I had to just say that I'm just in my bed.
She's taking a day off, sick today.
Yeah.
First sick day.
Yeah. I've had to
She's
just...
joining it soon.
Yeah. So we're good. So you have to...
Thank you.
So I know you've got to get back to go and do what you've got to do and you're going off
some
to...
shopping for her now because she's sick. She's like, can you get some coconut water for me? Can you get this?
Which coconut water is a good one? Any of
They haven't
them?
got sugar in them.
Right.
Sugar. Mark's add sugar to theirs, but
A lot of them do.
Vita coconut, Vita?
Yeah. Is it Vita Point or Vita
Vita something, cocoa something is fine. Most of them are fine.
Yeah. But Mum now, with the dementia, I'm finding that because she doesn't eat, she can't swallow. And they're not swallowing properly. But
That's to do with the brain, you know.
yes. But gradually she's getting there.
Bless her.
And then sometimes she has days where she has full conversations, and then another time I get there and she's just
It's
sitting
going to
there
get
staring at
worse.
me.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah. All good with the levels, good?
Yeah.
Excellent. And then what we'll do is I'll just give you a call, Nishta, when it's all done and dusted, when it's gonna
Okay, great.
when it's gonna go out.
The phone thing. I see it was a Sony A7. Yeah, A7 III or the S3, yeah.
Oh, do you see
I'm not.
that?
No. I was interested in what he does.
Oh, wicked. So I'm going to do, Sean's going to do like a trailer.
Oh, great, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to do like a trailer.
The gut expert _ You'll be faster than me.
Yeah, I can't see Nishta.
_. That's it.
Can I see you
That's
again?
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So I'm going to try and do every other week.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem at all. That'd be good. Would it be
Your
like a
kids are so
different
good at
person
these
or?
things.
Yeah, different things,
Yes, I know.
yeah. That looks good.
It does
And
look
you're
so
the, and you're
professional.
the first person. That's what I was like, I've got to get Nishta in there first. So you set the bar high.
No, so it was more because I used to do. So I used to
people locally
go uni
contact
film
Oh my
production.
God,
I get into
I
film,
can't tell
yeah.
you.
Anything, whether it's like
So
films, like people, like
it's good.
podcasts.
I've had loads of people contacting me.
This,
I'm having
trying to just work up, get
as you said,
contacts,
people doing
trying to get
courses
in
like 2
myself
minutes
with
and
my
then
cameras
the next
recording, and
I
then
don't want
the main goal always to do my own one thing or a company or something or
Exactly.
So literally, because I came, finished uni because I just left in it, so I've been here since like November, just recently. Filming and stuff since like college time.
Was there anything like specific that you wanted to get through filming wise?
So that's the thing. I'm
Sometimes
kind of
I don't even know what I might eat.
I'm at that stage on seeing what I actually
So I do
genuinely
need to come and see you.
like try this, try that. Like I've done
I shall see
like
when you
in the past like helped out like music videos, like podcasts,
Right,
helped out
lovely.
with like this and that, trying to get my grips on what my niche is. That's really
Yeah.
Like the music videos when you were a part of it.
Of course, yeah, enjoyed them. Of course, helping out.
I was just
helping
checking
out.
that because
I always ask like to my boys like,
his old
like, if
jacket.
you know
I'll
anyone
give everybody a
wants
hug.
to do
I'll
it,
try and
of
pass
course.
on one afternoon.
I know some guy around
He's
here
going
that
next
does
week Tuesday.
or like I'll help out with the guy that's helping just to get my foot in the door in and just to see
And for
how it is.
filming
in
and
there.
that.
No, for sure. So that's the thing.
Yeah, he loves it.
Any shoots that I've got up, and I know that there's, because I'm even trying to get a second camera for myself. I had one, I'm trading it in for a lens, but if I ever need like DCS or just if you want to pop up and see how it goes, then I'm more than happy to invite you down and sort it out.
But thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
get
yeah,
everything
yeah,
done and then I'll send you a message once it's all finished. Go and enjoy your shopping. Sean.
No problem at all. Nice meeting you.
Alright, take care, Nicola. Thank you, darling. I got a name wrong at the beginning, Jesus Christ.
You're fine.
Oh yeah, that was why am I saying Nisha and it's not? It's Nicola.
No, but the podcast is good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as it felt natural, like,
Yeah. I just had my little pointers on my leg. Because otherwise you go off track and then that's when it's like an hour and you haven't even covered the points. Yeah, and then it's boring. So I'll hit you lot up. What's the procedure now?
So now, so what about your audio?
Yeah.
Do you want it direct? Like, do you have a hard drive or?
Are you able to email it by any chance?
So if a hard drive goes for a podcast, I think we would send it.
Oh, is it on WeTransfer?
Wait, let me call in Callum because
Yeah.
he would.
And
No.
yeah, or you can just let me know. Just send me a
Worst
message.
case, if you do need a hard drive, I can just come bring my one round like one day this week and come collect that.
Okay.
That's easier.
Yeah. I'll let Shani do it because I had no idea on that
Callum.
side of it.
I think we would send it to Podcast Room and then they'll send it to you. I believe,
Okay.
but I'll double check with Callum. Callum,
Yeah.
quick here. You see with the transfer, are we sending it to Podcast Room and they send it to them, or
I can chat for days.
we sending it to the client direct?
I know.
30 a week is crazy.
When you said that, I was like 30 a week.
Yeah, that's what I
But
said.
then even when you're seasoning,
But they said that
even when you're
they
seasoning,
could come in like another
and
day
then, like,
to
she said
do the
that.
hard drive, or do we just do the?
30 a week. That's a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
banana porridge,
Yeah, so
smoothie
yeah.
throughout the day,
That's
awesome.
and then
We
dinner
do
with
eat
salad and
proper.
all of that. We
Yeah,
do.
we do,
No,
we
I
do
think
eat.
I'm done past
Yeah.
couple of weeks.
Yeah, she said to me, she said, oh, you lost weight as well.
So yeah, he told me that we're gonna send it. We're gonna send it to Podcast Room, and Podcast Room should send it to you in like a day or two.
Oh, yes, no rush. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
going out yet. I want to get one more because my son is flying out on Wednesday. I keep saying Tuesday. He's going to New York on Tuesday. Yeah. So I'm lucky that he's here today. So yeah, he's going to leave with me. So when I come in the next time, I probably will need you all to do more bits.
Okay, yeah. And of course that means so then when you come next time, if you did want it like immediately, just bring the hard drive and we can just send it instantly.
Yeah.
And then just for out of curiosity, because my mum was just explaining it to me, as she was telling me, if you was to film it for in future, when you send it over, do you just send that all as one and like it's all attached?
Or
So if she was to come and get the podcast and that film by you, like do you edit it up and everything as well, or do you just send the footage raw?
So we would because how it works, we would send it to Podcast Room, and the Podcast Room would edit up for you, and then send it back to you, and then because
No, that's cool.
Oh, okay.
So everything will be done for you.
Yeah.
Because through podcasts and
Yeah.
No, that's
good.
Right,
Yeah.
no.
So
So
it's
you would
nice.
have to-
It's nice. It's quite because where I was using before, I didn't have all this. It looked professional. She said, "I've done those podcasts." She said, "I've done one like this." I went, yes. If a guest is telling you that, and she's quite high standing, that's really good. So for me, it was a trial as well. So that's why I said to him I didn't want to spend too much all at once to see. So
Just
now I
want
know
to
how
see
it
what
works.
you're
Yeah,
getting,
now I
yeah.
know what it works. Yeah, so I'll just book in. You're back March.
Yeah, the first
Yeah,
week.
he's back in March. So I need to do at least film another 1 or 2 by the time he comes back.
Okay.
And I'll just do exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So what you'd think that you'd get like a video then more than an audio, or just the audio?
Well, because it's not going to be here, I'm not
So
going to be
you
on
do-
film.
okay.
So for the next ones, that's I put on the thing. For the next ones, I think I'll need both.
Okay.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? And I might even change it up and sit on that side. But I do I quite like on there. I think if
colour
it's
suits
the
nice.
colours, yeah, I think that side is nice and people
Yeah.
will get used to seeing me there. And then I remember that he also said that you can do evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
do morning from 10 to 10.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, definitely, message me when you get.
Nah, I will do. When I get home, I'm gonna hit you, and then we can sort. Just that. Nah, but then we're gonna sort out.
And we're on time, 55.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. No rush.
All right. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Take care.
You
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye.
Make connects, bro. Hello? Oh. I was looking at. Okay, cool. I was looking at everything. Cool. Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't care, bro. They know where they're going, bro. It's not that hard to get lost. Ground floor, out the fucking door. Ross. So yeah, she's young. Bro, tell you now, I'm just getting connected up. The guy is social, so what he does.
So yeah, that's calm. Take this off. This is bad for the towel. So, have you stopped the streaming?
Stop.
I haven't. You didn't stop on the stream. I don't know where you put the remote.
Huh?
I don't even know where you put the mouse. Hit the stop streaming. So you know how to